I don't know. I don't know what I don't know what is happening with Don Jr.'s stylist. This is does anybody know, I mean, two deer, one mid thing, and this, I mean, just there's not another one over here. What is your interior desecrator even doing? Look at this look. What is this? This is hunting duds. Joe Biden, the next Jimmy Carter. Yes, well, if Joe Biden can help build houses after he's no longer president, more power to him. He also might improve if he can remove something as serious as leaded gasoline from our environment, and yeah, maybe that would also be good. Which, by the way, you know, all these guys are now watching videos about Iran-Contra to see if they can figure out a way to do it and get away with it.
Well, guys, last week...
I've got a Post-it down under my phone. Guys.
Put out the tweet. Joe Biden is Jimmy Carter 2.0. And
yeah, and I took a giant shit on your head, and that's why you have to wear a hat.
My father seems to have taken it to a new level. I was 100% right, of course. Twitter trended the exact opposite. All these people that think they know something about something, but they know nothing about anything.
What, you're quoting Ben Shapiro? People are confused by Twitter thinking that Jimmy Carter's presidential legacy is one of joy and success. Yeah, no, Ben Shapiro is confused. Sit down, boy. You can readdress the grown-ups when your balls drop.
Jumped on it. Oh my God, Don Jr. doesn't realize that Jimmy Carter's a humanitarian. I go, what about his presidency? It was a disaster.
No.
Right? You saw the mess in...
No. Had Reagan literally not been making deals behind his back with the Iranians, I mean, that's what he did to win.
The Middle East, you had the gas lines, you had stagflation, you had...
Because of the existence of OPEC, do you think Donald Trump would have handled OPEC better?
Disastrous economy, and that's where we're going. So I was 100% right. Twitter didn't get it either.
No, we're not. We have gas lines because of the pipeline hack, not because of trade.
Even a couple, like, real leftist writers jumped in and goes, like, guys, like, stop. You're beclowning yourselves right now, pretending that...
A real leftist like Ben Shapiro? Citation needed, Beaverface.
Jimmy Carter was even a remotely decent president. He may be a very decent man, but doesn't mean he was a decent president. My father took it to the next level. Here's a statement.
The indecency? I agree.
From Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States. I see that...
Oh, wait. Now, I see. This is your job now, Don, is reading your dad's statements from his website. So, Don Jr., microblog audiobook reader.
That everybody is comparing Joe Biden to Jimmy Carter. It would seem to me that is very unfair to Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter mishandled crisis after crisis,
thanks, guys.
But Biden has created crisis after crisis. First, there was...
Which ones? Sorry. The hack was caused by the stand down of CISA that Trump started. It had been going on for months. That's on your dad. So the pipeline and that's a temporary thing. That'll be over soon. Whatever happened to the army trucks in Walmart parking lots that you could get your vaccine through? When did that ever materialize? When did that ever stabilize in any way that the following administration could even implement it? Who started stacking people on the Mexican side of the border, making the stay in Mexico thing instead of processing people and either allowing them in or sending them home?
There was the Biden border crisis that he refuses to even call a crisis in many...
Because it's not. By the way, he's still tweeting about this now. Have we seen any news stories, even on Fox? Have they been back down to the border since the spike, which happens at that time every year and was larger under Trump?
In many cases, I think he's recently maybe reversed that, or at least parts of the Democrats are admitting it. Then there's the Biden economic crisis, which we all know is going into a total disaster.
is going into a total disaster. I mean, it's fine now, and the economy keeps going up. And of course, once they pass the infrastructure bill, the amount of spending that's going to go through, and the fact that every federal dollar spent makes like, you know, I think adds like, I want to say $7 to the economy, and while it's bouncing around.
Then the Biden-Israel crisis. You're seeing what's going on in the Middle East, guys. Trump had 4 peace deals done in the Middle East.
4 peace deals. Which ones were those? Name all 4. Peace deals? What country did he make a deal with that was actively at war with Israel? Don't you have to have war for there to be peace? Is peace not a standard? If there wasn't a war, then it's not a peace deal. It's just an economic deal. And what he did was give them $50 billion each in military equipment.
Biden's managed to seemingly reverse all of that in like 120 days. And now we have the Joe Biden gas crisis. Just like Jimmy Carter.
No, not just like Jimmy Carter. The pipeline's back on. It's from a hack. It wasn't in. It had nothing to do with the negotiations with Middle Eastern countries about oil and gas. As a matter of fact, the oil and gas in it isn't coming from another country.
Joe Biden has had the worst start of any president in United States history, my father.
Okay. My father said.
Goes on to say.
My father goes on to say, the worst start. The worst start. Let's see, the worst. Let's see. The worst. I don't know if that, technically speaking, the worst. Let's see. How popular is Joe Biden? There's 52.8. These are all by there's some way up here, there's some way down here. These are the variable approval and disapproval ratings. This, you know, he's humming right along. He's doing all right. It's been pretty consistent. YouGov, Morning Consult, throw in Rasmussen, tanks everything. Oh, that's interesting. He's the worst, is he? So this is the approval rating and the disapproval rating. So Obama started way up here and finished big. He went back up around his election and then came back here. Trump never, ever, ever got above 50%. Look at that 9/11 bump. Holy shit. You wonder why presidents go to war? There's Clinton. He did all right. Dropped down here, got back up, and then slowly did the work and got all the way up to here by the end. So, this is a story of a presidency. You see this everywhere. You want to see which one just sucked air the whole time? That's it. There you go. Here's Biden's. Biden's at 52.8 according to this composite. Trump was at 40. 40. Basically only his hardcores. And he lost a bunch of them. Guys. Good guys. Oh, it's this one.
And someday they will compare future disasters to the Biden administration. But no, Jimmy was better. And I think that's right. Disastrous administrations in the future will be put up
disastrous administrations in the future. So he is running again.
Against the Biden first 120 or so days. Because it's so bad, it almost...
It's so bad he's 12 points higher than your dad was. It's so bad, the only way he could be worse is to be your dad.
Would be hard to top. Now again, guys, I've said this for a while. I wrote Liberal Privilege to talk about literally all of the things that are happening, whether it be gas prices, whether it be your jobs, whether it be your cost of goods and supply chains and China. I literally wrote a book about it last summer because I had a lot of free time during the quarantine. All of my predictions, and I'm sure more of them will come true, as many...
No, they haven't, by the way.
Many of them already have. But...
No, they haven't.
That's what's going on, folks. Joe Biden's a disaster. It will be the case study of what not to do in 120 days. Guys, Donald Trump, miss him yet?
No. Guys.
You should, because it's only going to get a lot worse. The case.
That's the hard sell. Jesus, look at, what are these videos? Trump just released the most savage statement about Biden and Jimmy Carter. Try not to laugh. Oh, that's Savages Joe and Jimmy. And that's the image? This is what you think is... Isn't that the same eye effect they used on Hillary when they were making the point that she was a baby eater? And this is Ben Shapiro's, where you unzip Joe and underneath is Jimmy. They've all gotten the same talking point. I mean, this is... What's the name of... I'm going to blitz on it right now, but the Sinclair Media. You know how we saw those things where they line up what Sinclair Media says, and it's like all these opinion pieces at all these individual stations across the country are exactly the same? This is the same shit. Good Lord.